Hey, this is Max. Welcome back to another CSR2 video. So I am here with the 911 RWB Evo. This was theoretically the best car, but due to the update, it seems that the Ultimas are actually quicker now. But regardless, this is a good car. This is a little different than the regular 911 Gold Star because it will not get a 0 RPM drop. But it also requires you to let go of the gas a little bit earlier, and then you have to shift into second and nitrous, and then immediately into third around 36 miles per hour, or you don't get into the 7.6s. Now, knowing that it does 7.6s means that you can always beat the Gold Star ones unless you screw up, but against your own versions, you have to get 7.62s to really win. And then against the Ultimas, your chance of winning goes down substantially because they can run 7.61 or 7.5s. So your fingers are crossed that the Ultima guy launches wrong or somehow makes a mistake so that you can still beat them. But your chances get slimmer and slimmer depending on which car you're dealing with. Now, this car is a little more sensitive to the launch though. Even though you're launching somewhere imperfect, if it's slightly off, it still does not give you that 7.2 run. It really needs to be right on, and then you have to really get that second and third gear at 36 miles per hour. For example, this time I kind of jumped the gun a little bit, so what happens is I end up with a 7.7 run. That 7.62 run requires, again, almost perfect execution on everything: the launch, the timing to the second and third shift, getting nitrous off, everything. Now he probably had a 0 RPM drop. No, he had a very positive launch. I think he launched really, really late. So that's kind of where we're at with this car. Unlike the Gold Star car, this one is better in the sense that it's faster. It's better in the sense that it's less sensitive to the launch point. Although I wouldn't say it's not sensitive to the launch point. It still is. It's just less sensitive. And that you can at least beat most of the opponents who are running Gold Stars and get pretty good. Now, again, I think I'm not waiting long enough before I'm getting into second gear. I need to start watching the mile per hours and try to catch it at 36. That's where you change. But although this car launches pretty hard, so 36 mile per hour comes a hair after launch, you know, maybe less than a second. And if you don't get that first shift in nitrous going and then immediately the second shift, you just won't get as good a result out of it. The other thing is that the update didn't really fix a lot of issues, but what I did is I swapped back to LD player, which at the present seems to run smoother than Nox. So while it's not ideal, it certainly isn't as frustratingly slow as Nox, and you know, it runs the same way otherwise, so I'm not complaining here. So basically, the green car will get you a little further than the yellow star one, a little bit easier, but it's not going to get you to the top of the list here unless you have a fully maxed Ultima, which I have no intention of doing because it's not worth it ever for me to build a new brand car just to try to finish a showdown. That just doesn't make sense to me. To me, it's a complete waste of your resources, and I can guarantee you the Ultima is going to come around again as something relating to either a PC car or an event or something. So you'll have your chance to max it later, but it's not really worth it to burn all my bronze keys for the sake of this car. Where I am going to be burning bronze keys, if I allowed, would be for the Supercar Science event that I actually will participate in. I skipped the Mclaren one. My goal here is to do the Aston Martin, although I'm having second thoughts because the game is running so poorly that I'm not even sure I want to do the Aston Martin event at this point, unless it's coming later when they fixed everything, in which case I would be happy to do it. Alright, so that one, because I was running against another lawnmower looking Porsche, I decided to try to run it a little more carefully. Obviously, I ran it a little better than he did in this case. It was a 7.632. But again, that's because the launch was a little bit better. I was watching my mile per hour before I shift to second and third. So I got a little bit closer to 7.62s, which is where you want to be. High 7.6s, just fine against most of the Gold Stars. Low 7.62s against all of the other types. And again, if you mess up the launch, you mess up the timing, it's gonna mess up your run. Okay, let's try not to completely screw it up. Okay. Again, that skip to third in this case for this car is important. So you nitro second, but you're gonna second and boom right into third, and that's like a bang bang shift, which depending on your device can be a little bit difficult. But in this case, I am able to do it. It comes out pretty good, and it gives me consistent 7.6, low 7.6s when I launch right. So again, you got to get a perfect launch on the late side, not the early side. A early perfect launch for this car hurts it. A late perfect launch is best. A perfect launch is great, and then a late launch is no good either. So unlike the Gold Star, you don't want to launch late. You want to launch on the green if at all possible. Now, slightly off isn't necessarily going to kill you, but way off is definitely going to hurt you. So, you know, somewhere in this 3.5 range, 3.6 range is where you want this. Okay, so again, once I get it to launch at that spot, then I'm pretty confident my car will run decent. Now that Gold Star ran pretty well because it is pretty close to me at the end of the track. Let's see what it ran, unless I just ran really poorly, which I don't think was the case, but let's take a look what he ran. 7.742. Wow, that looked closer than a 7. I really thought he was running somewhere close to like a 7.70 because I'm running 7.637 and I wasn't that far ahead of him, which I expected to be a little further ahead. Alright. Okay, so moving right along here. Again, LD player running a lot smoother than Nox at the moment. I actually downloaded the 64-bit LD player with the hope that, of course, it can handle this game a little better. It's not optimal yet. It's just faster than it used to be, but it's not perfect. Okay, so again, trying to get as good a launch and run as possible out of the car. That might be a good run. I don't know how good that was, but that looked pretty good. Let's see what the time says. Come on, time. Still laggy, as you can see. Oh, 7.628, getting closer. But I need to get a 7.620 to hit world record, but at least I'm getting closer. I'm not complaining here. Okay, oh, here's my chance to find out if gas ads will work. Oh, it works! Okay, I'm gonna pause it. Hallelujah, full gas refill. You don't understand. This is making me so happy. I have tears of joy coming out. I mean, probably 5 seasons I haven't had one easy full tank of gas like this, or two, almost a tank and a half, almost 2 tanks. So, oh man, I love it. I hope it stays. Last time this worked, it worked for 1 day and then it never worked again. So, and don't forget, this is a brand new install of the game on a brand new emulator, so it could just be one of those, we haven't realized you've watched gas videos yet, so we're going to give you some, and then bam, no more gas videos for you, denied. So we'll see what happens, but I was very happy I got some gas videos. That is a nice, okay, I'm going to lose this one. Don't lose. Oh, somehow I'm winning. Oh my god, that was a bad launch, but somehow I'm winning. That was not where I wanted to launch the car, but I think it worked out okay. That's again what I'm saying about this car. It's a little bit less sensitive, a little bit more forgiving than the Gold Star version, but nonetheless, that was not a great run. Now, if the other guy launched just as badly as I did, then, you know, it's like, who's worse in this case? But I wouldn't say either one of us ran real well on that one. Okay. Nerves. But I was still on the high from the gas videos. I'll blame it on the gas fumes. Okay, the gas fumes made me do it. I was high on gas fumes. Okay, alright, let's go. Come on. Ooh, that's a pretty one. I like that. The dark green looks good with the gold rims. That's a nice looking one. I like that car. I wish I had that dark green on this car. That would look actually pretty good. Okay. Again, I'm getting too excited here and letting the car launch a little bit on the early side. That's not going to help. It didn't hurt me too much, but I think that's like a 7.6566 run. You need a 7.62 run, not a 7.66 run. So, all right, get my act together here. Get off the fumes, man. Get off the gas fumes and focus. Okay, alright, here we go. So, overall, I enjoy driving the lawnmower a little more than I do the Gold Star, simply because I don't have the chance of 0 RPM drop coming to haunt me. You are the third fastest car in here, so as long as you don't drive it poorly, you should still do okay. Alright, so this time, lawnmower, so I need to get my act together here. Let's go ahead and do this. Okay, much better launch that time, and I did the second to third relatively good. I'm hoping that this will work out for me. Probably 7.63 something, 6.4, but nonetheless, it wasn't that terrible a run on that one. Let's see what the final time says. 6.33. Okay, all right. So that was not a bad run. I'm happy about that. Okay. All right. Almost in top 1,000. Let's see if I can get deep into the top 1,000s or maybe even top 500s. I'm curious how many Ultimas are now running in this event. This is not day one anymore. Oh, speaking of the devil, here is one. Okay, these guys are probably not hard to drive. I haven't tested one, so I'm not sure, but my feeling is that they're not hard to drive and they're quick. And if they take off on you, you may not catch back up. And I lose. It was so close. I put up a good fight, though. I put up a good fight. Against the Ultima, again, it's you know, you do your best, but it is faster, and if they don't make any mistakes, they're going to beat you. Okay, how close was it? Oh, I could have beaten them. I just didn't drive as well. I could have beaten him, but wow, that was 4,000s difference, even though I lost. Still, I could have driven better. It's the gas fumes. You know, I'm still coming off of it. I'm still coming off of it. A little twitchy in the fingers. Okay, so let's see what we get now. If I start getting nothing but Ultimas, I may have to take a break. It's not good when you start to get on a bad losing streak like that, because it can really start to get to you. Okay. All right. So this one looks like he just did a better launch than I did. He took off really good on that. So I lose that one too. Now I'm starting to go on a losing streak. I need to think about whether I'm going to keep going or take a break. But let's take a look first what the opponent ran, because that has to be a decently bad run on my... Oh my god, that was terrible on my part. What did I do? Oh, positive launch. I definitely don't want that. Okay, so I waited a little too long to hit the launch button. Let's fix that. It just has to... I have to retime my release point. I'm getting a little too conservative on the release, and that's costing me it's costing me the runs and causing me to actually have bad runs. So let's go ahead and bad runs. Okay, let's let that one go. Okay, let's go ahead and focus. Okay, this one, if I'm ahead now, I'm probably going to stay ahead. I really don't think he's going to catch me. And that one was a little bit better, because the launch was closer to perfect. It wasn't perfect, it was early, but it was at least not a positive launch, which is too late. Okay, so that was a little too early. What I really want is actually around what he did. With the proper timing, it would have been good, but let's go ahead and put 2 or 3 more in and then see where I'm at. I would like to at least get into the top 1,000 or so before I let this go. Alright, let's see where we're at here with the opponents. It's about that time where they're going to put you up against a little bit faster. Anytime it does this, doesn't make me feel comfortable. It means we can't find easy opponents, so I'm going to find you something really obnoxiously hard. Let's jump out, jump back in, and do 2 more, and then see if where I am. Let me see where I am ranking-wise. I think it's like 1,000 and change. Okay, so this is still slow. It's actually better. Oh, 792. I'm already in top 1,000. Woohoo! Yeah. All right. Maybe top 500? There's hope. Hopes, dreams, soon to be dashed. Okay, let's go. And here comes the Ultima. I knew it. Hopes and dreams to be... Oh, wait, that's the same guy I raced before. Okay, so I have a chance. I have a... Hopes and dreams might still be dashed, but, you know, because I launched too early, but I have a chance. I do. Yes, I got a chance. Woohoo! I won that one. I got him. Oh yeah. That makes me happy. Okay. The lag does not make me happy, but winning does make me happy. So I actually beat an Ultima. Alright. Feeling good now. And we are now in 600 plays. Okay, doesn't mean I'm going to make it any further. I might get knocked back down to like 1,000 with one loss. So I got to kind of see how this plays out. But if I start to see nothing but Ultimas, then I think this is about as far as I'm going to go. If I see other lawnmowers, that means I still have a chance. Ooh, more lawnmowers. I still have a chance. But if he's good, then I don't have a chance. Okay, let's see. Okay. Come on, he's way ahead of me. I'm done. Okay, so I don't know what I did. I think I launched too late again. I was waiting for that needle to get to the green, which, because I let go a little late, probably cost me a good few hundreds on that run, which means 6.78 for me. I mean 6.9, 7.69. What am I saying? I'm losing my mind here. So I kind of did a bad run there. Nerves. Okay. So let's go back and let's try to see if we can get a little bit better there and get the next one as a win. So again, the little release point does take a little practice to get the hang of, but you should be able to do 7.634s consistently with this car once you get enough practice with it. Okay, so once again, I'm having some hard time finding opponents. I'll give it a second, and then if the second time the arrow pops up, you don't see anyone, you might as well just leave. Oh, here we go. All right, 1606. So he's climbing, but lower than my point. So if I lose, I actually lose out more than if I don't lose. Okay, so yeah, that was a little strange on the. Woo! Wow, that was like a little bit of lagging. So he was doing the jump back and forth thing, but at least I won. So I'll take it. That's obvious lag when they do that, where they disappear off to the back and then boom, come back up. That's usually lag. So 7.633 got me moving forward again, and I am now at 700 tokens gained at race 50. Almost, well, 1700 might be a lot harder to get to, and I am not quite in top 500 yet. All right, let me see if I can get a little further, just a little bit. Just a little bit further. But here you're going to have, definitely in this range, you're going to have some of the better drivers and opponents. So you really can't expect as much. I mean, if he's at 1629 with that, then this is not going to be easy for me to push any further without losing. Okay. And it really depends on how far ahead he is to me. If he's not that far ahead, I got him. I got the Ultima. So the Ultima may be harder to drive than it looks. I've seen guys run it real well, but so far we've been able to take down 2 of them. So that's good. I like that, where more than one car can still be competitive. This is what makes the Showdown more fun. This one is completely, in every way, well, not in every way, in some ways, better than that Mclaren one. That Mclaren one was just miserable because only the fully elite F1 had any chance of doing anything, and then everybody else is fodder. This one, at least you have 2 cars that, you know, one is supposed to win over the other, but you're winning. You're actually winning. That's really important, that you can take number 3 car and actually beat number 2 car on shifting, and launching, which is not skill, but it's skill, right? So this is fun. This I like a lot more. Plus, I'm still high on the gas. Okay. Anyway, while I'm riding high on getting my gas ads working, I am going to call the video here. And plus, I'm in the top 500, so I want to enjoy this moment for a bit. You know, ride on that for a little bit. So I am going to call the video here. Let me know what you think. I certainly enjoyed this because now my game seems to work with the ads. I actually won some races. And this car does not give me the aggravation of 0 RPM drops. Feel free to comment on this video. I know that I did 2 Showdown videos in the same Showdown, which is usually not what I do, but I hope you enjoyed it nonetheless. If you like the video, please leave a like. If you dislike me for whatever reason, just leave a dislike so at least I know somebody out there disliked me, and next time I see you, I will dislike you. And as always, thank you for watching my videos. I'll catch you next time.